Hello and welcome to the shakedown of Class B Le Mans Classics in the EIS Proxy second round at South Manchester Slot Racing Club on the Three Rivers track. This is a quick shakedown of the cars on a dusty track before anything gets going and before anything gets timed, just to make sure everything goes the right way around the track and there's no obvious problems that need fixing before the main event. So this is Class B, and starting with Roker's Raw, it's a Cunningham C4R. New to me. Don't know much about them, but it's a nice looking car. I think it's a resin body shell, judging by the weight of it. And universal chassis, I would say. It's got quite a nice weight to it. It's got some pretty sticky tyres. Everything seems to be running quite smoothly. And it's a really good looking car. Let's see how it goes. There we go. It looks fantastic. The lights are really good, really well done. It goes actually quite smoothly. It is, top heavy resin and quite narrow, so a little bit tippy around the corners, but it stayed in the slot absolutely fine, ran smoothly, so no problems there at all. And I think that will look really, really good. Second up is Bangers Racing AC Cobra, which I think I've seen before and I think it went really well, but that would have been on the other track that we have. Nice lightweight shell. I think it's universal, slotted universal chassis, Sidewinder Shark 20K. Everything, the front wheels don't spin very freely, but they are moving. Everything else looks pretty good. Got plenty of float and movement, quite skinny tyres, but they do feel, fairly grippy. We'll see how it goes. There we go. Very speedy. The Shark 20K is a good motor for this track. Very speedy, pretty smooth, a little bit of chatter, but not too much. It did have good grip, plenty of grip around the corners. It's got a nice weight to it. Feels like it's got a low center of gravity as well, so the body feels quite light. So that, I think, is going to go really well. Next up is one of two Ferrari GTOs. This one is from Banger Racing, I think. Let me just check. Sorry, that's Bar Racing. Sorry, Bar Racing. And it's a really nice yellow Ferrari GTO, 3D chassis, a very firm one, which will be good around here. Narrow tyres, which that might actually be part of the rules. I'm not in this class, so I don't really know the rules of this one very well. But both cars so far have had very narrow tyres, so I assume that's the rules. But again, they seem very well round. They seem very round, should I say, and fairly sticky. And everything seems to be working and moving as it looks like it should. and they're a great looking car, these 250 GTOs. So let's see how this one goes. So there we go, smooth and quite fast, a little bit jittery, but not too bad at all for something with tyres that skinny. Lights came on as surprise on full throttle. The lights came on. I didn't check on the sheet actually whether it was recorded as having lights or not, so it was a surprise to me when they came on, just only on full throttle. I guess shining through this plastic when it gets that quick. But that was a really nice car, really smooth, and looks great. So good job. Next up is Roadrunner's Aston Martin DB1. There it is. Classic racing style. 3D chassis with a floaty angle winder S-can chassis there. You don't see many of those, but it looks really nice. Feels like everything is moving as you'd want it to. The guide may be a little bit stiff, but that shouldn't be a problem around here really. And the tyres a little bit wider on this one, I would say, than we've seen so far, and feel quite grippy. So let's see how this one goes. So there you go. Decent amount of speed. It's geared quite well for this track. The tyres have got plenty of grip. It is a little bit bouncy somewhere. I'm not sure where the bouncing is coming from. Maybe the front axle floats a little bit, or something was making it bounce a little bit. Maybe the body rock, something like that. But it wasn't bad at all. It was going quite nicely around the track. No problems, with plenty of grip. Nice one. Next up, we have a new entry to the Proxy, just arrived yesterday, I think. Oak Tree Racers Maserati. So I don't think this ran the first round. It'd be interesting to see how it gets on. It's a very nice body. It's a tiny, tiny little car. I'm sure it's to scale, but it's absolutely tiny. It's got a nice, very nice and smart brass chassis with front sort of floating front axle. The guide stays where it is, the front axle moves. A slim can 20k motor, I think, 25k motor, wow. So that could be a little rocket down the straight. Obviously, skinny tyres, narrow track, as we've come to expect in this class, but looks really nice. Let's see how it goes. So that was a lovely smooth runner, as you do find with these brass chassis cars. They run lovely and smooth, nice low centre of gravity as well, which is really helpful on these tracks. I had forebodings about that motor, because sometimes you find these slim can high RPMs are a little bit tricky to drive, but whatever gearing that was worked absolutely fine. It had plenty of brakes, it had a good top speed. They don't have the most acceleration, but it wasn't on and off switch. It was definitely drivable. So really, really nice effort. And it looks great as well. Next up is a Brumas RSR Porsche 904. Nice silver bodywork. And this is a brass chassis as well. A Shark 20K angle winder, so plenty of poke. Everything is running, independent front wheels, I think. Yeah, rubbing slightly on the body, I would say. But that might just be because I'm holding it upside down. It might be fine when it's on the track. Everything seems to be working very nicely. Let's see how he gets on. Yeah, again, another brass chassis car that is smooth and quiet and runs very nice. Plenty of grip. It's a Shark 20K motor, so I think the gearing on this one is probably not perfect for this track, because it seemed to have not as much top end as you'd expect from a Shark 20K, but a lot of brakes, which I think over the course of the full race, actually, whoever's running this class will get used to that and will get a good lap time out of it. But it was a little bit jarring at first until you get used to it. But it's a really, really smooth, lovely running car, so I think there'll be some quick laps in there. Next up is Green Stars MGA. Another really nice looking model. I don't know if that's an extra light that's going to come on during the race. We will see. Looks quite interesting. It's a 3D chassis, a flat 6. So this could have some real go to it. Can't see what the gears are, obviously, but that could have some go to it. Everything seems to be running very smoothly, very nicely. Float, everything that you would want. Let's see how it gets on. That's a really nice little runner, very smooth, very quick, nice balance of grip, brakes, top speed, acceleration. So I think that's really, really well put together. Obviously a little bit narrower than some of the other cars in this class, I think, but there's definitely a consistency and smoothness to that, which I think will bode well for the actual race. last but not least, in this class we have mountain views, very nice looking Ferrari 250 GTO. It's probably not going to come up on video quite how nice looking this car is. Love the wheels, it sits very low. Not sure that's a contemporary stance for this car, but it looks really, really nice. Great looking car, 3D chassis, nice wide stiff one as well, and everything looks like it's floating and moving as you would expect. Maybe the guide is a little bit stiff, but nothing too serious. And another flat 6, which we've just seen in the last car, goes quite well around here. So there you go, very nice and smooth. The gearing probably a tiny bit short for this track optimally, but it still went and stopped and turned really, really nicely. Very smooth. There's definitely some quick times in that car, and obviously looks really good as well. So that wraps it up for Class B. Hope you found that was useful, and these lap times aren't going to be at all significant compared to what the actual race will be, but everything seemed to run perfectly smoothly, perfectly fine. Everyone got around the track okay. So good luck for tomorrow.